The NFL, the league that never stops. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Max Sports Entertainment. My name is Deepak Shankar, and we're here to recap some of the big news that happened in the NFL this week. We'll get to the Hall of Fame inductees later in a future video, either tomorrow or the day after. But we'll start off with some of the running back news. So, running backs got paid big. First, you got Bijan Robinson. He had the record-setting deal for highest paid running back ever. He got paid. Then it was followed up by Gibbs to be the highest paid running back ever. And then Jonathan Taylor didn't quite get to that mark that Gibbs did, but still was one of the highest paid ever, and was the first running back to receive sort of that max money in terms of dollar amount per year, AAV, that type of thing, in terms of for a running back getting their third contract, which is a big deal because obviously there was the whole talk with running backs about how once they hit the age of 30, after their first or even after their second contract, really you can't pay them. You just kind of use them up and then toss them out like there's some trash or something like that. But I mean, you see what a guy like Derrick Henry does year in, year out. You see what these three guys that I mentioned do, how valuable they are to their respective offenses in terms of running, great vision, pass blocking, pass catching. They do it all. They're all the biggest weapons on their respective teams, and Gibbs has had quite a bit of playoff success. Not so much Taylor and Robinson, but I think with better QB play and better overall organizational structure, like if they're on a different team, like if they went the Saquon route, went to a better organization in terms of those types of elite talents at running back, they'd be able to flourish more. So big news there. And then in terms of the O-linemen, love to see the big guys up front, trenches, get paid. Darnell Wright becoming the highest paid right tackle in NFL history. He's been great for the Chicago Bears, being one of Caleb Williams' protectors and is part of the young nucleus of the Chicago Bears that's on the come up for the future. Same thing with Osiris Torrance. As a, I think, left guard or right guard, I can't remember, for the Buffalo Bills, protecting Josh Allen with their stout O-line that's helped out, him and James Cook and others on that offense succeed, and for them to be a perennial playoff team over the past several years. Zay Flowers now becomes, I think, the third or fourth highest paid receiver in the NFL, and I'm personally not a big fan of it because I had him in fantasy, and he was not good for me. I really did not like him, but maybe that's just me being biased. But overall, he is a good receiver. He is probably the best receiver the Ravens have ever drafted. They've had some good receivers coming via free agency and maybe even trade and whatnot, but in terms of receiver that they drafted, he's probably the best that they've had, and gives Lamar another weapon with first-year offensive coordinator Declan Doyle. So we'll see how that plays out. Definitely think it was an overpay, but overall it makes sense with that market value. And then lastly, Stephon Diggs joining the Commanders. Pretty crazy. Going to his sort of hometown college. He went to the University of Maryland. And then he's joining Terry McLaurin as the wide receiver 2 there to McLaurin, and it makes sense for them with the Deebo Samuel departure. Bit surprised he left New England. Obviously, there was the whole situation that he had post Super Bowl and during the first month or two of the offseason, but so it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, considering Mike Vrabel with his drama was able to stay, but then Stephon Diggs kind of had to find a new team, especially given the sort of leadership he provided. He was still a pretty good player coming off the ACL injury for them, helped get them to a Super Bowl last year, and for them to kind of ship him off. Obviously they traded for AJ Brown, and that's an upgrade. So in that way it makes sense, but to kind of have them together when he would have been a cheaper option, that doesn't make too much sense to me. But we'll see how it plays out. And then with the Commanders, I think a lot of it is just their organizational structure isn't great, and just their availability of their best players. We've already seen the news of Laramie Tunsil. He's going to be out for maybe the whole season. He had a serious injury, unfortunately, in training camp, so hopefully all's good with him. And then Jaden Daniels, he was pretty fragile, especially last year, and he's kind of built like a stick figure. Really good player, but he is very fragile and not the strongest quarterback, if you will. So having him stay upright is a big concern. And it's a tough division, the NFC East. The Eagles are going to be good. Go Birds, baby. You see the background, you know it, and if you like more of this content, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications, etc. So you have that, you have the Eagles, and then you have the Cowboys in the division, who are obviously going to score a lot of points, and there's really nowhere for them to go but up defensively first-year defensive coordinator Christian Parker. They drafted Caleb Downs, made a couple nice moves on the defensive side. So, I mean, they can be a threat and dangerous, at least in the regular season, at the very least, and a rival to the Commanders this year with an average defense, let alone a good defense. And then the Giants on the come up, new coach, brand new coaching staff overall with John Harbaugh and Matt Nagy and Anthony Weaver. They've got guys coming back, Neighbors and Scadaboo, and did trade away Dexter Lawrence, but got a couple nice pieces on the O-line. So they could be a pretty interesting team. So it's a tough division for them to sort of have to deal with. But, I mean, if they're healthy, the Commanders could be good and maybe not quite recreate that 2024 magic they had, but still be a competitive team in a crowded NFC that's really loaded and stacked and all that. So I think it's a good move, makes sense, but I don't understand it necessarily from New England's perspective, and then I'm not sure if it makes the Commanders a great, like that much of a better team overall. It's an upgrade for sure, but I don't know if it's a huge upgrade. Yeah, love to see the running backs getting paid after all the scrutiny they faced the past couple years with those three I mentioned, the old linemen, all those contracts, well deserved. Love to see the big boys up front get paid, as I talked about. Zay Flowers, really solid receiver, overpaid, but not much you can do. Market value, really good weapon for Lamar, probably his favorite weapon overall outside of Mark Andrews, especially now that Isaiah Likely has gone to New York. And then we'll see with Stephon Diggs. I think it's a good addition overall, reuniting with his hometown team, so I'm sure he's pretty stoked about that. Yeah, that's all I had for this edition of NFL News. I'm sure more will be circulating throughout the year, throughout the trade deadline, and the offseason after this next upcoming season. But yeah, football's around the corner. Football's here, and can't wait for it. About a month away from Patriots-Seahawks opening night, September 9th, Wednesday, September 9th. And yeah, should be a lot of fun, and looking forward to it. And so, yeah, that's all I had. Appreciate you guys for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. Help your boy out. Appreciate it in advance. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.